Welcome to Mornings with Patricia. Happy Monday. Well, it is Sunday afternoon for me, and you can see, whoo, some breeze, not a lot of breeze. It's pretty warm today, and I have like 4 cats around me, so we're going to see how this goes. Okay. You know what I want to talk about today is I want to talk about play. I think that is such a great, appropriate thing to start your Monday with. Play. You know, there's in Hinduism, there is Leela, God's play of the universe. And when I think about that, I think about God as energy for me, but God's, joyful energy and laughter and amusement and maybe even chuckling at all of us taking ourselves so seriously. So, not trying to anthropomorphize God, make, us making God in our image, but play. Whoop, there's one of them right there. Who wants to play? Play. Well, what does play mean? I mean, you can go out and do things, and that's play. But I'm talking about play as our state of being, how we approach life. Um, so yesterday, I spent the whole day, I'd put that on Facebook. Yesterday, I spent the whole day working in the yard and in the garden. Our house is on a half acre, so we have a really big backyard, and it is so much fun to plan and plant and play. And so when I was in the garden, I was sitting in the garden, and I had said that I could feel the energy of the plants and the devas. Now, I don't know if you know what a deva is. A deva, D-E-V-A, is a light being, and at Findhorn Garden in Scotland, they were told nothing could grow on the sandy soil, and I think this was like in the 60s. And now, I mean, horticulturists cannot believe how big these plants are over in Findhorn. And they say the people there say it has a lot to do with, probably everything to do with the devas. So light beings of plants, guardians of plants, if you like. Anyway, I could feel them. Sometimes, once in a great while, I can see the light of them. Not real often. But my point was, I was sitting in the garden, and I know this sounds crazy, but I could feel the plants communicating, and I thought, oh, they're talking behind my back. That's what I was thinking about, and just the play, and then there was the butterflies everywhere, and we have these chimes, and some of them are in a certain musical note, and so the wind, whoops, there's a little bee trying to play, and the wind was going, really beautiful breeze, and so the chimes were playing, everything was at play. And I think it's interesting as we get to adulthood that play is not our normal nature. I mean, when you look at kids, their normal nature is play. They're always at play until you call them in to eat, or they have to do their homework or something else. So I think we could learn a lot from children because, it is our natural state of being to play. Now, if you're working, you might go, well, how do you play at work? Well, first off is they're both 4-letter words. And so, it's the attitude you bring with it. If you're going in drudging, oh, I gotta go to work. But what's interesting? I always said to Bruce and myself, I always said, if I stop enjoying what I'm doing at a certain job, I will go and find another. And that was always my thing, and I've stayed at my jobs for a long time, but that's what I would do. If I stopped enjoying and stopped feeling like it was play. I remember when I worked at the state, I didn't have direct deposit, and so they would bring my paycheck by, and it'd say, oh my God, I get paid for this too? And, that's the way I felt about it. That's the way I felt about it. How cool that I could go and do these wonderful things that helped other people, and I got paid for it. That's incredible. Now, if you are in a job that you don't enjoy, my question is, why are you doing that? Or if you're living in a place you don't enjoy, why are you doing that? So, well, I have to, Patricia, I have to pay the bills, I've got responsibilities. You know, well, yeah, we all have responsibilities, but think about this, you have the whole United States, you have the whole world. Think about that. I mean, we limit ourselves by our thinking all the time. If we don't like where we're at, then change it. If you don't like what you're doing, then change it. Start to dream, start to play, you know? Can you imagine a child, being able to stay and do something they didn't like to do for very long? Children don't do that. They don't. And if they are forced, their behavior really changes, Because why? Because it's going against their natural state of being. So the bees are really, really busy today. You see the beehive here, but there's another beehive over there, and then the bees in the back. By the way, just as an aside, bees will travel 3 miles in order to get their food and pollen. So I was sitting on the back porch taking a little pause and refresh, and I had a big glass of water. And I said to Bruce, "Can you come out? I think this is can you come out? I think this is a honeybee, but she won't leave me alone." Well, then we realized, oh my goodness. And she went down into that big glass of water, and I was so worried that she would drown, so I gently got her out, and then we made sure that there was water around because we have big areas, and then he put slats over them because that way the bees can stand on them while they drink the water. Just a little FYI, bee education. So, you are not limited. You are not bound. The only thing you're bound by are your thoughts, even your thoughts about responsibility. It may take some endeavor on your part to change that. And the other thing is communing with nature and having time with people who are positive is so important. I'll tell you, if you are suffering from, sadness or depression, if you can find a way to commune with nature, it will lift your spirits because plants just have this natural ability to give. They just give, and they're beautiful at receiving. They're excellent at learning how to or excellent at receiving everything you have to give as well. Talking about depression and sadness and things like that. I see in metaphysical communities such a big reliance on natural medicine, and I'm a huge advocate of natural medicine. I do have to say, though, if there hadn't been allopathic medicine to do my surgeries, I wouldn't be alive today. So I'm also, very supportive of allopathic medicine in moderation, right? If I can do natural, definitely do natural. But I hear a lot of people like, oh, they have depression and they don't want to use allopathic means. Well, sometimes the brain is wired in such a way that things happen, and so I just think, look, it's quality of life, and if you can get to that quality of life where you can play, my goodness, that's some of the joys of modern medicine and modern life. Think about, when we didn't have all those things available to us and what people had to go through. So, I'm not giving any medical advice. I'm just simply saying, I think that looking at all options in order to come to your natural state of being. I'm thinking about Leela. It always makes me so happy to think about Leela, God's play. And it reminds me to go back to my natural state of being. So, anyway, my kitty cats are all around here and they're just loving, and I wonder why I'm so joyful today. My natural state is joyful. I'm usually pretty joyful, but There's just something in the air. I think that with the sun and everything, people are out and about, but I also think, the universe is changing, and I think we're responding to that. Our eyes are opening. We're starting to discover more and more. Uh, I'd said at Sacred Space the other night, because someone had told me that they'd heard, or that they had read, that we thought that, like, whatever our next galaxy was, now we've found that there is another galaxy in between us and that galaxy. And then somebody else had told me that, prior to that, we thought in the whole universe that there was, like, a tablespoon of stars, if you like, and the tablespoon being like of sand. That's how many stars. And now with technology, we've discovered that there's something like 7 dump loads, big dump truck loads of stars. Wow. As we keep expanding and discovering. And that's the other thing about play. If you can become engaged, learn things, use your mind, open your mind to things like that, you're like, wow, wow, that's amazing. It has been there. That galaxy has been there all this time. And we didn't see it. And that's the thing, is until you're ready to see something, until you're ready to engage in it, it's there all the time for you. But until you open your eyes and you're ready to receive, you're not going to see it. And we were also talking at Sacred Space about, how we get set on thinking things should happen in a certain way, so we really cut off our good. We'll say to the universe, I want this or that, and but we don't give the universe the free rein to deliver that in the best way possible for us. And sometimes we think this is the only way it should be, but it's a Leela universe. It's going to deliver it to you in ways you can't even imagine. In ways you can't even imagine. So I just hope that you open up your heart today and your mind, and just be grateful. Oh my goodness, be grateful you're alive, and find a reason to laugh today and to play. Make people smile. It's a wonderful gift. It's a wonderful gift to have taken human form. There was something on Facebook today about, I think one of my friends in India had posted it, about we forget about playing, and it showed somebody jumping into like a river or creek or something off of off a bank or something, and and they're in mid-air, mid-flight, and I thought, the ways we forget to use our bodies too as we get older, right? Children, they're all over the place with their bodies, and by a certain age, we're like, oh, I've got stiff, back, or I got this or that. And, yeah, well, maybe we do, but the more you concentrate on those things, the bigger they get. Concentrate on how well your hands work, maybe. Those sorts of things. Concentrate on what works well, and be grateful and play. I'm also grateful today because my son and daughter-in-law are coming over, and it's my son Bruce Jr.'s 24th birthday, and I'm feeling a little tearful because I remember the joy of holding him when he was born. And here he is, 24 years later, a wonderful man, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful today. I hope you have a blessed, blessed day. And 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, I love myself. I love you. I love you so much. Thank you for watching this. Thank you for being in my life. It's an amazing world, and you're an amazing person. Have a blessed day. See you tomorrow.